Hello, and here we are for AOR Season 15, Round 12, and it takes us to Malaysia. So, yeah, last time out in Austria, I couldn't attend, so this is actually going to be my first league race in 3 weeks, because AOR also had a break week. So, sort of a fresh start, really. I haven't had a league race in a long time, and I've been doing sort of other games since then. So I said I'll probably focus on this game over the holidays. I've sort of been doing quite a lot of other games as well, so once again, not really practiced this game a lot, barely played it at all, so I'm not really expecting too much from this. I'm more seeing this season just as a bit of fun, and then once F1 2018 comes out, then I might try to play this game play the game properly. For the rest of F1 2017, I'm just really doing it here and there, and just for a bit of fun, so I'm not really expecting a lot out of this, especially after a really disappointing race last time at Singapore, which was 3 weeks ago. So as I haven't really played it at all, I'll probably just be just as slow while everyone else will be improving. So you can see that actually a little lag spike during qualifying, and that was something which was actually a bit worrying. It was probably only losing me a tenth or two a lap, but in qualifying, but of course it's quite unnerving, and I was sort of a bit worried because I thought maybe old problems will sort of resurface, but unfortunately it was only really an issue in qualifying. But yeah, you can see now we're actually going to be the first person to set their banker lap. So we're initially going to go purple, and unlike most times, we're actually going to have a clean first lap. So we're going to have a legitimate banker. So that should hopefully set good grounding towards it later in the session when I want to improve on that time. But yeah, 134 was well off the pace, about 2 seconds off. So here we are now, right at the end of the session, and straight away we're literally gaining on our PB. As you can see, Ragusa actually gives us a bit of a slipstream tile, so and that was quite kind of him. As we go into turn 1, a bit of a lag spike, we actually lose a bit of time, and again another lag spike, and yeah, you can see we're actually up on our delta, but the delta excludes lag spikes, so you can actually see at the next interval we're actually going to be slightly down on our previous lap, which is not that good considering the previous lap was quite bad. And you can see a tenth down, and this really isn't helping us because yeah, I mean the lags already cost us about 3/10, and I mean we really can't be we're in a position where we can't afford to lose 3/10 of everyone else, because we're already probably the slowest guy here, and in an 11-man lobby, 11th out of 11 so far. So again, looking like it's going to be abysmal qualifying. I mean, we were nearly a second off the pace at Singapore, and right now it's looking like it could be even worse, because yes, we're slightly up on our PB, but again we've had a bit more lag spike, and that's actually going to bring the delta down slightly. So yeah, again, only a few tenths up, and yeah, we're already about 2 seconds behind everyone else, so we're going to really need a sector and a half now if we're going to pull this out the bag. But yeah, I mean, once again, just not really on the pace, and yeah, you can see another little lag spike there as we go into the final straight, and that's another one, and yeah, I'm totally not going to be anywhere near the top 10. Yeah, once again, I mean, I used to be midfield in this league, but yeah, ever since, really, yeah, I've just last few weeks I've just not been anywhere, so hopefully I can rectify it for next week. I should be able to play this game a bit more, but yeah, you can see in qualifying well behind everyone else, nearly over 3 seconds off pole, which was actually 7 in the end, who edged out Edge, and then Entity in 3rd, Stefanator in 4th, so your usual suspects at the top. Schwalb also doing quite well, up in I think 5th. So here we are now for a wet race, and it's going to be wet throughout. So yeah, in case you don't really know, I'm actually really good in the wet. In season 14, basically my only 3 wins of AOR in all time came because of the wet in one way or the other. So I'm really good in the rain, but again, I was 2 seconds off everyone else in qualifying. So even with the advantage of me being in the rain, I'm not really expecting much from this. But again, just trying to take it easy into turn 1. 5 lights, and away we go. We've got Llama on our left, so the THL boys once again right at the back. I've actually forgot to say quite a few people are missing out this week. So you got Martin, who normally wins the races. Koeki as well hasn't actually turned up the last few races, and Vladimir Jaeger as well. But yeah, as we go into turn 1, we're still in last. But you can see there's somebody off on the left, and that's 7. So 7 from pole has actually had a shocker of a start, and that's already allowed us up into P10. We're going to get P9 as we get Horby there. Horby's actually going to get the traction on us, and he's going to zoom off into the distance. And yeah, that's a problem really I had throughout this weekend. And yeah, once again, actually getting quite a good run. We're not going to just get 1, we're going to get 2, we might even get 3 up the inside of Llama. We're up into the P8, but yeah, 3 moves in a short space of time. So yeah, really good start. But again, you can see on the traction, JCP out of nowhere just absolutely goes flying past us, and yeah, I was actually pretty worried at this stage. I mean, yeah, the lag was sort of sorted itself out, but I mean, I sort of had another problem as we could throw ourselves up the inside of JCP again, just trying to get the traction, but again, he just absolutely zooms ahead. And I mean, I'm normally really good in the wet because I'm able to get good traction, but I don't know, everyone was out-tractioning us. As you can see, that's actually 2 people off. That's actually Stefanator, who was actually fighting near the front, so that's going to really shake things up. You've got 7 right behind us. But yeah, right now, we're looking like a sitting duck because you just can't get the exit speed of any of the corners, which is really important in the wet. And yeah, as a result, I'm just losing position after position. You see 7 trying to pull to the inside. I'm just about getting the traction on the outside line, but that's to be expected. But again, not getting the best run, and 7 just able to pull into the slipstream, so surely the move will be done. Well, probably now, as we go into the turn 1, we're trying to just hold it around the outside, but yeah, 7's just going to go up the inside, and there's nothing we can really do to protect there. And yeah, he's already trying to pull ahead. He's actually goes slightly defensive. That's going to allow us to do a cutback. But again, even with a cutback, we weren't able to get a better line, so that was really worrying indeed, as he's now going to try to give Stefanator a bit of room. Not really trying to get tangled up with these front runners, but again, just wow, he just powers past us on the simplest attraction zones. And I don't know, I'm not doing anything differently. I might be using slightly higher gears than normal, but I just can't. I don't know why I'm getting such bad traction. I'm using medium traction control still, but yeah, again, people have just been passing me like I'm a sitting duck. And now we're up into, well, we're still in P8 still, which is quite good. But yeah, we were all the way up in P7 at one point. You can see Stefanator, again, he made a mistake. He still was able to get onto the power so much earlier. And yeah, he was basically gone. I had Horvey to contend with, but I was actually able to hang on to the position quite well. So considering I lost quite a lot of positions in the early part of the race, I was actually able to, well, hold off Horvey quite a bit. I mean, I've had really good battles with him throughout the season, and I think he's probably one of the only a few guys in this league I could probably beat on pace now. Even so, looking from qualifying, it's going to be a tall order today, even in the wet. As you can see, Horvey once again is putting us under pressure. We're going to have to go quite deep this time, and that's going to allow Horvey up the inside. We're going to have to defend going into the next corner. We're going to have the inside line, and that should be us defending the position. And sure enough, even so we don't get the best exit, we still manage to defend. But you can see Horvey's all over the back of us still. But yeah, he just backs out quite wisely in the end. As we skip on to a bit later, you can see we're still in P8 as we go into the last part of the score. Oh no, that's JCP who spun round, and yeah, he's actually pulled quite a gap on us considering he overtook us on I think lap 1. So yeah, I did sort of drop back a bit from Stefanator and the rest of them, as to be expected, but I was keeping them quite well at the beginning. You can still see that all of us separated by under 20 seconds, which is quite good for the first 8 laps. But yeah, a few people started pitting and stuff. As you head on to lap 13, I think 7 was actually the first into the pits for trying to undercut, and I think Stefanator as well came in quite early for quite a big undercut. But yeah, here we are now into the pits on lap 13, and Ragusa actually managed to get past Horvey and was actually hunting us down. But you can see actually he made a mistake as we head into the pit box. So Horvey back ahead of him, and yeah, you can see he's actually not far behind us. So we're going to be holding up a bit of a Trudy train as we exit the pits. But yeah, right now all's looking quite good. I think I would fancy ourselves in a net P7, even so it's quite hard to tell because I mean Omar, Stefanator and 7 are already out of sync in terms of the strategy. So yeah, right now I just really have to put the pedal down, and P7 is likely, but I mean at the end of the day I will have to defend from the people behind. And even so, I've got a bit of a buffer right now to Horvey. It's probably going to be quite easy for him to catch up, especially due to our lack of pace. So you can see Stefanator is still in, just ahead of us, so he actually hasn't gained at all from that undercut. So I don't know if he had front wing damage or anything. As we go up, this is actually, I think, Omo's actually into the pits now. So yeah, he actually pits on lap 1 for one reason or another. He probably had front wing damage. But yeah, you can see now we've actually got a massive train all the way back to P11. So yeah, you can see the top 6 are sort of broken away a bit. Entity out front just really dominating the race, like he's done quite a lot this season. But yeah, meanwhile we had our own real battle, and right now we're holding on to P7, which is better than I expected, to be honest, even if though there's only 11 races right now. But you can see trying to defend from Horvey, and once again he actually get quite a good car back on us, and this time we're actually going to have to go defensive. And again, he sees he actually got really good traction. He's going to drive around our outside. So yeah, I mean, we weren't really getting that good runs when we were trying the cutbacks, but yeah, once again, just not able to get the good traction, and Horvey gets us quite cleanly in the end with a nice switchback move. And yeah, sure enough, once Horvey got past, the floodgate sort of opened, and here comes Omar now as we go into what will be the next part. And you can see again he just zooms past us like we're not there. I mean, I don't know if I'm missing a gear shift or something, but that wasn't even a straight, and yet I don't know, he's just able to power past us. And now we've got Rakuza now, and this is for the tail end of the points. So I think JCP came in for intermediates, so we're quite lucky in terms of the fact that we're not actually going to lose out. Well, we're still going to get points, but it's looking like we're only going to get 1 point at this rate, because Rakuza clearly gets us. We get a good cutback, but we have nowhere to go, and that was a really sloppy from me, to be honest. Trying to go for a cutback, but just not finding any room at all. And yeah, even with a cutback, got a really bad run, and yeah, dropped off. My pace considerably dropped off in the next few laps, considering I was able to keep so well with the likes of Stefanator early on. It was quite appalling what really happened the last few laps. So much so that actually Rakuza thought I had a front wing damage. But yeah, Stefanator, after pitting on lap 10 for whatever reason, he actually had to pit again. So yeah, the wet's not lasting as long as everyone thought, and that's actually going to mean I'm actually in P9, but only temporarily, because sure enough, here comes Stefanator, and yeah, even though I got the inside line, it's only a matter of time before he gets past. And do you know what? He's just going to get past at this hairpin. He's going to go around the outside, and yeah, he just zooms off. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, I just couldn't compete with anyone in terms of traction. And you skip on to the end of the race. JCP retired, so we held down P10, just about, because our tyres actually nearly popped. And yeah, it's pretty much a season to forget. Considering that by this stage in season 14, we were actually just behind the championship lead, and we'd actually got 3 wins under our belt. Yeah, this season's really been appalling. I haven't finished better than 7th, and yeah, I've only finished 10th the last 2 races because there's been like 11 or 12 races. But meanwhile, at the top of the standings, Entity actually stretches his lead as 7 now overtakes Stefanator after a bad result for Stefanator. Martin G actually overtakes Kweki after last time out in Austria, because of course I wasn't there, so factoring in those results as well. Actually, Llama's really closed in on Jaeger and battle for 8th and 9th, and we're, I think, 14th. Actually tied with Ragusa and Horvey. So once again, having good battles with them, and it looks like they're really my championship rivals. Mercedes extend their gap over Red Bull, and we actually fall down a bit as Sauber overtake us because of Martin's result last time out, and the lack of Kweki's presence, because of course he was carrying the team before. But here we are now. You can see actually the race results. Yeah, Entity from Edge from Swirl. 7 actually recovering to 4th in the end, which is quite a good result from him. But yeah, we're finishing in 10th, and yeah, see you next time.